So one of the most severe impacts to the ocean that we're experiencing is ocean acidification. And what's going on is that CO2 from the atmosphere enters the water, and when it does this, it forms carbonic acid. And this acid that is formed lowers the pH of the ocean. The effect that this has on ocean life is a little complex, but essentially it prevents marine animals from being able to form their calcium carbonate shells. So everything from corals to clams to tiny little phytoplankton or little tiny plants called coccolithophores all have shells made out of calcium carbonate. And this lowering of acidification prevents them from being able to build this shell. If the pH continues to lower, we'll actually see dissolution, where the shells will not only have trouble being made, but they'll start to dissolve. And the impact of this to us is diverse. First of all, as with the coral bleaching, we're going to lose our coral reefs, and millions of people around the world depend on coral reefs for livelihood, for food, for tourism, everything else. But even more severe than this are these polar plankton blooms that produce about 50% of our oxygen are produced by these phytoplankton blooms in the polar seas. And with acidification, we could have a complete collapse of these plankton blooms.
So essentially it sounds that we need to reverse the direction we're going and do the opposite in regards to pH level. How can we actually go about doing that?
Well, when it comes to acidification, there's really only one thing that we can do. We have to lower our carbon emissions. This is completely distinct from so-called climate change. Climate change aside, I'm not sure there's anything that we can do to stop the weather patterns that are changing. But with acidification, that is a direct correlation with the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And to stop this from happening, for us to have healthy oceans for our children and grandchildren, and possibly even at the later part of our lives, we have to lower our carbon emissions.
Okay, so if we were to reduce the amount of carbon we burn, i.e. not make the oceans as acidic, would the oceans naturally go back to its original pH level?